Hi there. In this video I will try to set a world record. Is it possible to go from the northern parts of Denmark in Europe down to Germany? It's a distance of 450 kilometers or about 280 miles, and I will try to see if that's possible using the energy equivalent to 10 liters of petrol or about 2.5 liters of 2.5 gallons. I will be driving at speeds at around 90 kilometers per hour or about 55 miles per hour, and I will be slipstreaming trucks, so that's going to be very interesting. In the video I will be talking about superchargers, and superchargers are where you charge this electric car. And by the way, charging your Tesla at superchargers is free. You can see that I'm starting here, so the first supercharger is Randers, and I'm going south all the way down. Hopefully I will reach Hamburg. That's exactly 450 kilometers from here to Hamburg, and maybe a little bit south. I am now at the Danish autobahn, and I'm just waiting for a truck so that I can slipstream it. I have now caught up with the truck. I have now got 75% of my battery capacity left, and I have driven 137 kilometers. So with this average at 133 average energy consumption, I should be able to make it south of Hamburg. So that seems pretty good. The temperature outside is still 17 degrees. It should have been 20 and sunny, so the weather isn't perfect. Could be a little bit better to reduce wind resistance. I have found a German truck that I'm slipstreaming now, so hopefully this is my ride all the way to Germany. If we look at the map, you can see that I'm just about to pass supercharger number 3. Now time for a little update. I'm just passing the last Danish supercharger, so that means I have passed 4 superchargers without charging. I have driven 205 kilometers, and I have got 63% of my battery left. I am now in Germany. I'm between the Danish border and Hamburg, and I have now used exactly 50% of my battery. The new truck I have found is very good for energy consumption. It's going 85 and it's going very steady. I have driven 285 kilometers, so if I can keep up with the same averages, I should go past 500 kilometers. That would be pretty cool. I'm definitely sure I can go past Hamburg now. You can see here that I have just skipped supercharger number 5, the Busdorf supercharger, and I have set myself a new goal now, and that is to reach Bremen, and that should be about 90 kilometers southwest of Hamburg. I have rethought my route. I'm still north of Hamburg, but I have played a little with the navigator, and I can see if I go to Bremen. There are 100 kilometers between superchargers when I'm about to deplete my batteries. But if I go south of Hamburg, I can go to Hanover. Oh, where is it? Yeah, I can go to Hanover, and you can see the superchargers are pretty close. I am in Hamburg now. I'm just about to drive into the Elb tunnel. I have just used 2/3 of my battery, so I've got a little more than 30% left, and I'm just about to pass 400 kilometers, so it's very, very close that I get near 600 kilometers. But I have to think about the superchargers. So if there's very little battery left, I will play it safe. I don't want to end up on the German autobahn with no battery. Seems like I can make it to Hanover, and maybe a little bit south of Hanover. And Hanover is a perfect place for me to end the journey, because there are two superchargers, one southwest of Hanover and one southeast of Hanover. So I can get close to 0% in the battery, not ending with 15 or so. That would be a shame. I have decided to go here to supercharger Lauenau, and that is my last supercharger. I will stop here. I guess you all have one question that you think about, and that is, what about my bladder? Well, I've driven for 5 hours and 40 minutes, and it's actually pretty okay. I took a wee just before I left, and of course I have thought about not been drinking too much, so I have only drunk a quarter liter of water, and I will not drink anything before I reach the supercharger. I have now got 10% left of the battery. I have driven 434 kilometers, and I have driven in 6.5 hours. The navigator says that I will reach the destination in -2%, but I'm not nervous. I have 45 kilometers left, and one of the superchargers near my home is placed 45 kilometers from my home, and I have done that in 8% many times. So I should get to the destination with about +1 or 2% on the battery. A magic moment has just occurred. The GPS says that I'm going to reach my destination with 0%, so that's very good. So this is about to be the end. I'm only 1 kilometer from the supercharger. Just have to check the traffic. I have got 2% left on the battery, and here I am at the end. So here are the statistics: 581.6 kilometers, 7 hours and 10 minutes, 124 average energy consumption, and 72 kilowatt hours. And I have got 1% left of the battery. There is some kind of Tesla event here, and I just told the Tesla sales guy that I have driven all the way from the northern of Denmark here to Hanover in Germany, 580 kilometers without charging, and he just went mad. I think he's gonna tell it to all his customers today, just to convince them about all the positive things about Tesla. Now I have made a little calculation. I used 72 kilowatts of energy, and I've checked on the internet, and there is 9.7 kilowatt energy in 1 liter petrol. So if you divide 72 with 9.7, that equals 7.5 liter of petrol. That means I have gone 580 kilometers with with 7.5 liter of petrol. That equals almost exactly 2 gallons. So that's nothing. That just tells you how super efficient an electric car is compared to a fossil. I have done another calculation. I have divided the distance with the use of petrol, the 7.5 liters. So that gives, if you calculate in kilometers per liter, that is 77 kilometers per liter. If you put that in miles per liter, that is 47.8. If you want to know it in miles per gallon, how much petrol I would have used if this car used petrol, it was 217.5 miles per gallon. Or if you are in Germany, my petrol use, if this was a petrol car, is 1.3 liters per 100 kilometers. That is twice as good as the crappy WV Lupo that came out some years ago that should be the best energy consuming car. But now, of course, it's electric cars.